The dark connection between narcissists and sleep paralysis, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up in the dead of night, unable to move, your body frozen, your mind racing, your chest heavy like something or someone is pressing down on you? That's sleep paralysis. It's terrifying. It's suffocating. And for a few moments, you feel trapped in your own body, completely powerless. Now, let's talk about narcissists. Because they work in the same way, they paralyze you emotionally the way sleep paralysis grips you physically. They invade your mind, manipulate your emotions, and drain your energy until you forget who you were before they took control. And just like in sleep paralysis, you feel stuck, trapped, helpless. But listen to me, that feeling, that belief that you can't escape, it's a lie, because here's the truth. Just like sleep paralysis is a trick of the mind, the narcissist's grip on you is a trick of the soul. And the moment you see through the illusion, you take your power back. Break the cycle, wake yourself up. There's a way out, and it starts with you. You don't fight sleep paralysis by struggling. You fight it by recognizing it's not real. You don't fight a narcissist by arguing with them, explaining yourself, or seeking their approval. You break free by realizing that you don't need their validation. The past has ended. You got no control. That's why you got to go to them. It's safer. Grab your pen. That's really what you want. You have no control. That you're weak. That without them, you're lost. But they are the ones who fear you. They fear your strength, your independence, your light. Because the moment you wake up to your worth, they lose their power over you. And that moment, that's now. It's time to reclaim your power. I want you to stand up right now. Yes, you, because today is the day you wake up, not just from sleep paralysis, but from the nightmare of a narcissist control. It's time to breathe again, to take back your energy, to stop giving them real estate in your mind. You are never weak. You are never powerless. You are simply asleep to your own strength. But now, you're awake. And when you're awake, you are unstoppable. Go. Live. Be free. Because the world needs the real you. And that starts today. Narcissists paralyze you emotionally, just like sleep paralysis does physically. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night and you can't move. Your body is frozen. Your chest is heavy. You try to scream, but nothing comes out. Your mind is awake, but your body refuses to listen. And for those terrifying moments, you feel trapped inside yourself. That's sleep paralysis. Now imagine living like that every single day, but emotionally. You wake up in the morning, but you don't feel like yourself anymore. You look in the mirror, but you don't recognize the person staring back. Your dreams feel distant. Your confidence is gone. Every choice you make is questioned. Every move you take feels heavy, like it's a weight on your chest you can't shake. That's what happens when you let a narcissist into your life. They don't just manipulate your thoughts, they paralyze your emotions. They make you doubt your every decision, second guess your instincts, feel like you have no control. They keep you trapped in a state of fear and confusion. And just like in sleep paralysis, the more you struggle against it, the worse it gets. Because here's what they don't want you to know. They are feeding off your reaction. The more you panic, the more you engage, the deeper their hooks go. They want you to feel powerless. They need you to believe that they are in control. But the truth, the moment you recognize the pattern, the moment you see what's happening, you wake up. And when you wake up, the paralysis ends. Because just like sleep paralysis is a trick of the mind, narcissistic abuse is a trick of the soul. The pain they cause, the doubt they instill, the exhaustion they create, it's all part of the illusion. It's their way of keeping you frozen, keeping you silent, keeping you stuck. But you don't have to stay there. You don't have to live in that paralysis any longer. The power to break free has always been inside you. The moment you decide to take it back is the moment everything changes. You don't need permission. You don't need an apology. You don't need closure. You just need to recognize what's happening and choose to wake up. And when you do, the game is over. They lose, you win. And you step into a version of yourself that is unstoppable. Both sleep paralysis and narcissistic abuse make you feel stuck, but it's an illusion. Have you ever had a nightmare so real, so vivid, that for a few moments after waking up, you still believe it's true? You wake up sweating, heart pounding, convinced that what just happened is still happening. But then, just like that, you realize it was just a dream, an illusion. That's exactly what narcissists do to you. They create a nightmare inside your mind. They twist reality. They manipulate your emotions. They make you believe that you can't leave, that you'll never be happy without them, that you're not enough on your own. And here's the dangerous part. When you hear something enough times, you start to believe it. The same way a nightmare feels real in the moment. Their words, their actions, their manipulation, all of it feels real. It locks you in a mental and emotional prison. But it's not real. It never was. It was always a fabrication, a distorted version of reality, designed to keep you trapped. And the moment you recognize that, the walls begin to crumble. The problem is, most people don't realize it. They accept the illusion as truth. They stay in relationships that drain them. They hold on to toxic friendships. They keep going back to the same cycle, thinking this time it will be different. But it never is. Why? Because you can't break free from an illusion until you realize it's an illusion. You can't escape a prison you don't know you're in. But the second you see the truth, everything changes. That's when you take back control. That's when you stop reacting to their games. That's when you wake up and see that you were never stuck at all. You were just believing a lie. And the moment you stop believing it, you become untouchable. The key to escaping boat is realizing you are not powerless. Power. It's the one thing a narcissist never wants you to have, because the moment you realize how powerful you are, their influence is gone. Think about it. Why do they work so hard to break you down? Why do they gaslight, manipulate, and make you question yourself? Because they know the truth. They know you are powerful, and their only hope of controlling you is to make you forget that. But you're waking up now. You're starting to see it. You're realizing that everything they did, everything they said, was never about you. It was about them, about their insecurities, their need for control, their fear of being exposed. And here's what they don't want you to know. You were never powerless. The only reason they had control was because you gave it to them, because you loved them, because you wanted to believe in them. But now that stops right here, right now, because you're taking your power back. You're reclaiming your voice. You're remembering who you are. And when you do, there's no force in this world that can stop you. You don't fight sleep paralysis by struggling. You break free by recognizing it's not real. Same with narcissists. Fear is the fuel of paralysis. The more you resist, the stronger it gets. But the second you recognize what's happening, the spell breaks. With sleep paralysis, the key isn't to fight. The key is to recognize it's just a trick of the brain. And the moment you do, the fear dissolves, the weight lifts, and your body wakes up. It's the exact same with narcissists. They thrive on your reaction. They feed off your fear. The more you argue, the more you explain, the more you try to prove your worth to them, the deeper they sink their claws. But the second you stop playing their game, the second you stop reacting, they lose all power over you, because here's the truth. They only win when you believe their lies. They only win when you engage in their chaos. The moment you step back and see them for what they truly are, a broken person trying to control you so they don't have to face themselves, that's the moment you win. That's the moment you break free. That's the moment you wake up. And when you wake up, you are unstoppable. Narcissists fear your strength, so they make you doubt it. Take it back. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, you know one thing for sure. They hate seeing you strong. They hate seeing you confident. They hate seeing you step into your power. And do you know why? Because they fear it. They don't want you to believe in yourself. They don't want you to realize how powerful you are. Because the second you do, their game is over. They can't control you. They can't manipulate you. They can't keep feeding off your energy. So what do? They attack the very thing that makes you strong. Your confidence, your voice, your dreams. They make you doubt yourself. They criticize you subtly at first, then more directly. They make you question your decisions, your worth, your intelligence, and over time, they plant a seed of self-doubt so deep that you don't even realize it's growing inside you. But listen to me, you were never weak. You were never broken. You were never incapable. That was just their illusion. That was their game. And now that you see it, you can burn that illusion to the ground, because your strength, it was always there. They didn't take it from you. They just made you forget it existed. And the second you remember who you are, their power disappears. You don't need their validation. You don't need their approval. You don't need their permission to be the strongest version of yourself. You just need to decide, Decide that you are done living under their shadow. Decide that you are reclaiming everything they tried to take. Decide that this is the moment you step into your true power, because when you do, they won't know what hit them. You were never weak. You were just unaware of your power. Let's set the record straight. You were never weak, not for trusting, not for loving, not for giving them a chance. That wasn't weakness. That was your strength. Weak people don't love deeply. Weak people don't try to see the good in others. Only strong people do that. And you are strong. But here's the problem. Narcissists saw that strength in you, and they knew they couldn't control it. So instead, they did the next best thing. They made you forget it was there. They made you think that your kindness was weakness, that your empathy made you vulnerable, that your ability to love and forgive made you easy to manipulate. But that was never true. That was never real. What's real is this. You have always had the power inside you. You just weren't aware of it. You just weren't using it. But now you are. Now you see. Now you understand. And once you do, once you step into that awareness, there is nothing that can stop you. Because the truth is, the only thing that was ever holding you back was the illusion that you weren't strong enough. That illusion is gone now. And when the illusion disappears, the real you awakens. The real you rises. The real you takes control. And once you step into that, there is no going back. The moment you wake up to your worth, you become unstoppable. There is a moment in every person's life when everything changes. A moment when they finally see the truth. When they finally understand who they are. When they finally realize they were never powerless, never weak, never incapable. And when that moment comes, nothing and no one can ever hold them down again. This is that moment for you. This is the moment you wake up. This is the moment you decide that you are done playing small, done living in fear, done allowing anyone to dictate your worth, because your worth was never up for debate. It was never something they had control over. It was never something they could take away. You were powerful before they came into your life. You are powerful now, and you will be powerful forever. But here's the thing. You have to own it. You have to step into it. You have to stop waiting for someone to give you permission to be the greatest version of yourself, because no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to hand you your worth. No one is coming to tell you that you're ready. You have to decide that for yourself. And the second you do, the second you choose yourself, the world opens up in ways you never imagined. Opportunities show up, doors unlock. People who never saw you before suddenly recognize your power. Because when you wake up to your worth, you start living in a completely different reality. One where you are in control, one where you call the shots, one where you are no longer waiting, you are creating. And that is the moment you become unstoppable. Wake up, take back your power, and become unstoppable. Listen to me. This is your moment. For too long, you've been living under an illusion, trapped in a cycle of doubt, fear, and manipulation. You've been made to believe that you are small, that you are powerless, that you are not enough. But that was never true. That was never real. You have always been powerful. You have always been strong. You have always had everything you needed to break free and step into the greatest version of yourself. You just needed to wake up. And now you are awake. The fog has lifted. The illusion is gone. You see things clearly for what they are. And now no one can ever control you again. You don't need permission to be great. You don't need validation to know your worth. You don't need closure, apologies, or explanations. You just need to decide. Decide that you are done with fear. Decide that you are done with doubt. Decide that you are done letting anyone dim your light. Because the moment you make that decision, you become unstoppable. No more chains, no more hesitation, no more questioning your power. You are rising. You are moving forward. You are stepping into a future that belongs to you and the world. It better be ready.